Ready? Welcome to episode 22 of SIGNHOUSE TV. On this episode, I'll be talking about Ryarc, our digital signage software solution that you can use and anyone can use, that makes it really easy, really demystifies the whole digital signage application and solution. So it's so easy to use, and you can deploy content, whether it's touch content, video content, photos, across large-scale networks or even small networks. And I'll be sitting down with you today and explaining a bit how the platform works, show you how the user interface is and how great it is to set it up and get it going. So please stay tuned. So digital signage. Digital signage can seem a bit confusing if you've never really used it, and I'm going to try and make it a little bit simple to understand for new users. At the same time, for people who are really experienced with digital signage, I'm going to talk about the Ryarc system, the Ryarc campaign manager product that we have that makes it really easy to use. If you used other digital signage softwares, I'm sure you'll find this is a lot easier, a lot less cumbersome, and really easy to scale up in terms of having many different screens that can be managed remotely with different types of content. So with digital signage, the easiest and simplest way to simplify or demystify the solution of digital signage is to think of it in three simple components. One is the front end, the back end, and the endpoints. When the front end, we talk about specifically the user interface of, and in this case, Ryarc's CM player. And you might use other software, so that is the front end, the user interface that allows you to deploy content, whether it be photo, video, audio, tickers, streaming content even. And then you have the back end, which is what sits on the server, and we also call that the cloud sometimes. And the back end can be on your server, it can be on a remote server, and that allows the distribution across multiple screens into multiple locations remotely. It can be across vast geographic areas, it doesn't matter. And then the last is the endpoints, and the endpoints are your screens. They could be standard screens like your Philips screens, specific size screens like LED screens, which are custom made, indoor screens, outdoor screens, touch screens, which we can deploy touch content, interactive content for people who are using those touch screens. And this is probably the easiest way, I think, of explaining digital signage. And today I'll be talking a bit more about the Ryarc system. So I'll go into the system here. Ryarc works on an Android platform or Windows platform, and you can also access it through their web page. And the best way is, if you're using it regularly and you have a Windows-based computer like I have here, is to just load the software, save it on your desktop, and this is what the user interface looks like. Immediately you notice that it is everything is really well organized here. It might even remind you of MS Office applications layout, with the top bar having many of your main buttons that are required. You have a left column, multiple tab options, so you can do you can work different aspects of the software, different channels, different campaigns very easily. And we have a username access code here, and if you buy the software or get it bundled with one of our Philips products, we give you a login, and when you go in, it looks exactly like this. Then you have the campaigns here. Here we have multiple campaigns. Some are published, expired, future ones. So here's where we load up video, audio, or pictures that need to run. And another important tab here is the channels tab, which is specifically your the screens. So in this office here, we have 4 channels or 4 screens running. So I'm going to set up one screen really quickly, the T-line screen, to show you how easy it is and how quick you can do it. You have your media library, schedules, user roles, everything is really well organized in here. So I'll go quickly into the T-line channel, and here with the T-line channel, you immediately get and are prompted with a configuration pin or a IP that you can load up into a screen. So with the touchscreen, it's same like a D-line product, except it has a touch interface. Both have a D-line and touch have the built-in Android player, which has the browser. So when you want the Ryarc software, you just directly search Ryarc wiki. So it's obviously connected to Wi-Fi. You get the page here. You have Campaign Manager 6.8. Download the latest version onto the screen, and the application is already there. So it's just like downloading any other application, whether it's on your desktop or tablet even, or phone for that matter. So now if I want to run this and set up Ryarc Manager and have it configured, so obviously the screen could be thousands of kilometers away, or you can just coordinate with the person setting it up. Launch Campaign Manager, and now we have to configure it. Alright, now it's running. So diagnostics passed, it's configured, start the player. Done. That screen's running. Now we have the two screens, the video wall and touch screen, up and running. All that needs to be done is content needs to be deployed. So we already have here a bunch of content. So on the touch screen, I'd like to run this. So in this we have already a couple of photos already saved, and if you want, it's very easy to add more content. You just choose the add media, web resource. That could be a RSS feed, it could be a streaming content, it could be a social media share like a Twitter feed. You can do conditional plays. When you choose a media, it just goes to your folders like you normally have in your computer. Just upload it. Now what's so simple and so easy to use, like even for someone like me, is that right here on the left where I'm scrolling the mouse, you see what, when, where. It's just simplified so easily. So what is our content? Our content is put in. When is our, when we want it scheduled. So just go up here, quickly schedule it from now right up to, for example, Friday. Where? I want this on our T-line or touchscreen. Choose that. I choose the video wall as well, just to quickly put the same content on both screens. Now all you have to do is approve and publish. And give it a couple of minutes to speak to the server. Successfully published. So we're in the meeting room where we have the 85-inch screen, touch screen, which is running Ryarc, and we have content that's preloaded on this screen. And I want to show you how content on demand works. So content on demand is a way to allow customers or people in store to interact with the digital signage software. So it's not just a one-way device that's passing information to people. Customers can access the information that they want. So like imagine this is a store that has content already preloaded on it. I just connected this to show you the screen, what happens in my phone. I open the QR code, scan the QR code that's on the screen. That code can be smaller, in the center, placed anywhere within the screen. Immediately I'm prompted with a list of all the content that's available on the screen. Most of this content is loaded on a standard 7-second delay. So a couple of seconds and then one of them comes on. A couple of seconds later I turn on another one, the next one will come on. So this is a great way for customers or salespeople to interact with the screen, to show the content that they are specifically interested in, so that gives a great new dimension for the retail experience, and that's something very unique to Ryarc. And there's a lot of other features that I've not been able to show today. We can show you through demos, or if you visit us, we can show you how to connect it to different platforms, different screens, even LED screens. This is a great enterprise level software that you can really scale up. We're talking like a single client with 2,000, 5,000 screens. It's really easy for them to deploy content across 2,000 screens, 5,000 screens really easily, giving user access roles to each specific store itself or to a group of screens, touch content. So it's extremely easy to use when I showed the user interface, as you've seen, compared to most of the signage software available today. The number one feedback we always get is that this is extremely easy to use. And so it's something that with digital signage software, you need a platform that marketing teams, sales teams can use, not just the IT team. IT team needs to support you, but when the marketing team is able to use it, or the sales team, it's a great way to use digital signage software and the hardware to its maximum potential. So that's all about Ryarc software, and I hope you found it really simple to use and it's something that we can demo for you. It really demystifies some of the things about digital signage, and we hope more traditional sign makers will really start looking into digital, and people who've been using other types of digital signage software will take a closer look at this product so that they make their lives a lot easier when it comes to deploying content across small networks or large number of screens, whether they may be in the thousands. Thanks a lot.